are here for Edward Kavanaugh. And there's so many people here because this room doesn't even represent how many people that man affected with who he was. And I, for one, and I know all you guys are just so blessed for having him be a presence in our lives and teach us things. And like today, when we had a beautiful ceremony at the beach and said some words, said some things, but you know, the thing that really resonates with me about Ed is his just never-ending, undying propensity to educate and teach on a million different levels and learn himself. And if we do this right, if we get the message that boy leaving here has handed to us, then all our lives are going to be so much more richer and beautiful and fulfilling for ourselves and for everyone around us. But we got to hear the message. We got to learn the lesson to be like Ed.
Be like Ed.
Be like Ed. So, you know, I just want to say thank you, everyone who came here. People came from real far away. Claire McSweeney from Ireland. Represent. We got the whole family from Strong Island. And we got Ed's sister Karen's here. All right. And with Debbie, yeah, of course, and Kevin. But for some reason, Ed never said, my sister Debbie. It was always my sister Karen. It sounded good. No offense, Deb and Kevin. All equally loved. So yeah, I mean, we're here tonight to really to work through this thing that's going to happen to all of us and everyone in this room and looking around. But this is, you know, it's sad, it's heavy, it's hard, but it's fucking beautiful to look around this room. I'm sorry, son, I should not use that word. You are correct. There is $1 in your jar when we get home. It's just amazing for everyone to be here, and so we want to celebrate Ed. We want to share stories of who he was to us and how we perceived him and others did, and you know, laugh, cry, and just really be thankful that he touched our lives. And look around this room, everyone in here, we're all part of this connected thing through Ed. And we get to carry it on. So, my brother, I'm Greg Colborn. I've got a D+ at Chico State in public speaking. I know. Wow. And this is my brother Chris. We, like many of you, are lovers of Ed, and not like that. He has got a rip. Yeah, we'll be up here sort of facilitating things, and my brother has things to say.
Hey guys! Thanks, Greggy. I love you. You're my brother. We are so happy to have all of you here tonight. We've got some people who want to share some words and some songs. So I'm just going to be calling some people up, and if you feel like you would like to speak and share, then come on up. when I call your name. Jay Lee, would you like to come up to the stage?
Hi, everybody. I'm really sad. My great friend, our great friend, Jessica Swords, she texted me the other day, a couple weeks ago, and she was, on her way here for our Eddie, and she talked about this coming night, and how much anxiety she was going through, and I reassured her in these amazing words. It made her feel so good. And she said, "You are the fucking best." Sorry, nephew.
Tonight everything's okay.
And in the past week, as this night has approached, I've felt the same anxiety and how the sadness becomes fresh again, since we're all going to be together here and celebrate our brothers. I just want to say that one of the most beautiful things about this tragedy of losing our brother is meeting the Kavanaugh folks.
Yes.
I feel like I've known them my whole life. And I'm so unsurprised about how beautiful his parents, his sisters, and his brother are. And all those other legendary, wonderful folks from Long Island. They're soulful people. And they're obviously our type of folks. I just want to say I love you guys. I also want to say that I was honored to be asked to speak at Downtown High School's Memorial for Ed. And I remember saying, Ed and I were introduced by Chris Coburn right here at Chocho, something like almost 20 years ago. And I remember saying, that seems like a long time ago, but I'm wrong about that. In a couple of months, I've gained a little wisdom. Because the whole cliche of how short life is, and the thing that my grandmama told me and my mom told me about life being short, we all understand it once we lose somebody, We all understand that when we lose somebody, and we know it, and we live it, and then for me, it wears off after a while, But Ed, my brother Ed, lived every day like life was short. And he was such an amazing example to me personally. Ed and I were the exact opposites in every characteristic possible. I'm still really pissed that he surfed after 30. But one thing that Ed and I had in common was this capacity, and I'm going to brag, this capacity to love humans, And that's something that our hearts are both big, and I share that with Ed. That is where we bonded and loved one another as brothers, I want to say that one of the things that we do, if we're lucky, we grow up with beautiful parents, if we're lucky, and a beautiful family that raised us. But there's another moment in life, there's a second raising, if we're lucky, that we get. And that happens when we leave our family, go elsewhere, and meet those people. And I'm looking at these people right here. The reason why we're right here in this house is because my whole life I referred to that group, who are my people, but the group of people as the Coburn group. Those beautiful Coburn folks. But I call them Exactly. With this whimsical chocho as the... But I also, there's another name, the Castle Kids is the other name. And Ed found in that group of wonderful his family here. And I know that this room is huge and there's hundreds of people here. But I just want to recognize the Castle kids. Because that is where Ed found his family and grew up here, you know? That is a fact. And I'm part of that, you know? I was able to meet Ed through my brother here and all y'all. And I just want to acknowledge that so profoundly. That the reason why we're here tonight is because of all y'all. I'm sure there's a million other things that I want to say and could say, but I might stop. But I want to do one thing. Can you come over? Because you know what? I feel like, I know that I saw a videotape of what happened this morning. I was not there, unfortunately, but I'm here to clap.
Yeah.
So I just want to say this one story. The first time I ever saw Ed do his clap was at the castle, right? And Soren, my second favorite DJ of all time, Don Steele. Don Steele told me, don't ever tell Soren. He told me that. And, I just want to, where's Chris Colburn? I mean, where's Chris McGrew? Another awesome drummer. Where are you, Chris McGrew? Okay. So Chris and I, for a couple months, we were supposed to have a song ready tonight that we were going to record and we're going to pass it out. So we're writing this song separately, but in the end of the song, it's based around Ed's funky clap, you know? And the first time I saw him clap was at the castle, and Soren was playing, was spinning some beautiful stuff as he always does. And Ed was, you know, obviously, in the middle of the floor with nobody around, just... And I went up to Ed, and I was like, what are you doing? Getting down, Jamie. Motherfucking right. So anyway, part of the breakdown of our song is this. Behind the clap.
Okay.
So, give me a
Put him on the mic.
Here we go, here we go. Clap your hands like that. So you're hungry, yeah. Clap your hands like that. So you're hungry, yeah. Clap your hands like that. Let your loving spread. Clap your hands like that. Let your soul get fed. Thank y'all. Thanks, Gwen.
Thank you, Jamie. That was beautiful. All right, I'd like to call Claire McSweeney up, please. The beautiful Claire. Come on down.
Hi. So I just said it to a few people earlier, it's like a dream return. It is, it's like a dream. I used to dream when I was in Cork and I wasn't in San Francisco anymore about cycling around and who I called to and how I could get there in a day, and it was just, you know, travel was so much part of my life. That was always one of the stopovers. So it's incredible to be here and incredibly heartbreaking and profound at the same time. And I'd love to say about education, and it's just going to happen. So instead, I just want to say a poem. That's okay. It suits because when I was listening and watching and feeling all your posts, and not being here but being here, there was all of these like gnarly trails, as you call them, and just the intensity of all of your journeys, you know, to find him and be with him. We all had absolute faith that that would happen in Ireland. You know, the harmonics he left there were just profound, so we were there with you. And someone posted a picture of a cow with a heart on its head. And in Ireland, the cow is known as, a bow, and a bóreen is the way. And, I think we're finding our way, with Ed. And this is a poem by Patrick Kavanagh, and it's called, I can't remember what it's called anymore. It's called The Last Heifer. And, and a heifer is a female cow. So you know that, Dakota. I don't even know you, but I know you two, Ed. So this is for you, Dakota. When the black herds of the rain were grazing in the gap of the pure cold wind, and the watery hazes of the hazel brought you to my mind, I thought of the last honey by the water that no hive can find. Brightness was drenching through the branches when you wandered again, turning the silver out of dark grasses where the skylark had lain, and your voice coming softly over the meadow was the mist becoming rain. It's for you, Ed, Dakota, and all of the children.
Thank you so much, Claire. That was lovely. I'd like to call up Angelina Vergara. Are you here, Angelina? One of Ed's college friends. All right. Is Billy here? Billy Cook? You want to come down and do a ditty for us, brother man? Okay. You find it, then it's all right. We'll call somebody else up. All right. How about Will Guizar? Ed's student, one of Ed's students. Will, are you here? Come on down, Will.
Come on down.
Alice Kendall, the beautiful Alice Kendall. Alice, are you here? In the back? All right, great. Wonderful.
Hi, everybody. I'm really nervous, and I've been really stressed out for 2 days, thinking, what am I going to say? You're doing great. Thank you. I sat down 3 times to try to write something. Like, I can't write anything. This is ridiculous, so I'm just going to wing it. Well, the first time I met Ed, he was being interviewed for a room at the Shotwell House. We thought we were supposed to be like acting professional or something. Jessica didn't want us to embarrass her, so we were scurrying around and we saw Ed come in, and then we were all giggling and like hiding behind the door. And when Ed left, we're like, you have to pick him, you have to pick him. And Jessica was like, I think he's 18. Anyway. Time with Ed, but since then he's just like been a huge part of my life, my family's life, all of our lives. And when my son was born, Ed was one of the many amazing caretakers of my son, along with all of like half of you. Like a very good contingency of babysitters. But Ed was amazing, and there's a picture up there. He is, my son with Ed. But what I want to say is my husband works with homeless and at-risk youth, and they do a lot of projects with these youth. And when Ed told my husband Will about the boat that he built with the students, he was really, really inspired by that. And so recently we worked on a fundraiser and raised money for a project where he's going to actually build a boat with his youth in the name of Ed. I just wanted you all to know that. And, there's 100 stories, but I'm sure that everyone else has a good piece of that to tell. So thank you for having me here. And it's so lovely to see you all, and I'm really happy to be here.
Thanks, Alice. So, Paul Cumley, would you like to come on down? Thank you, Paul. This is Ben's papa.
connection to Ed is through my youngest son, Ben. And Ben's life path is very similar, working a lot with youth, teaching, so forth. I've had a few encounters with Ed, not a whole lot. A few golfing outings, I'm kind of a golf nut. Ed is, in my memory, is a person who can play golf very badly in a very joyful way. It's not easy to do. But the reason I chose to speak here, I became somewhat familiar with Love Ed Forever Facebook group, was amazed at the posts and the people that have posted things, dreams, children talking about their love for Ed, etc. Just an amazing group. And I thought, well, I have some experience with loss and death. My middle son, Eli, was struck and killed by a drunk driver over a decade ago. And I sort of pondered, what's that like for me over time? What I've come up with is if I stuff it underneath everything, it really doesn't work. It just becomes painful. And maybe I'm walking down the street after several months of not talking about him, and I see someone, I go, oh, that's my son, and it's not my son, obviously. And it's kind of frightening. On the other hand, when my family gathers for his birthday, celebrates him, it becomes much more refreshing, much more joyful. And I just want to encourage all you people, and I don't think this is going to be a problem, just to experience Ed for what the wonderful person he was as often as you can. Because I think that is much more real than going, in your cocoon or whatever people do with loss. That's basically my message.
Now, Paul's son, Ben, would you like to say something?
Yeah, man.
Ben?
This is scarier than it was in the dream I had. So, this is a little bit ad-lib. I'm going to start actually by making a little pitch. This fine gentleman here, Mr. Chocho, put in a lot of work to make tonight happen. And in addition to that, he has courageously agreed to be my co-captain in the diabetes ride that's coming up in May. And so I don't know, some of you may already know about this, but we have formed the Love Ed team. We're going to be riding May 1st, 2016 up in Napa and Yonko. And it's a fundraiser for the ADA, the American Diabetes Association. So if you want to join our team, we're looking for team members. And if you're hardcore, awesome. If you're not, awesome. And there's a bunch of different rides to do. It's not a race. We're going to do 100 miles if you want to go for the full thing. But there's also a 10 mile, there's a 20, 50, 80, whatever you want to go for. We would love to have you on our team if you want to ride with us.
Join us.
So, talk to me offline if you want to do that. I wasn't sure. Sorry? Oh, yeah. We're actively looking for donations, and if we need to reset our fundraising goals to make them a little higher, we can do that too. So, I didn't know if there was going to be a piano up here. I'm actually more of a piano player. And where's Nick? Is Nick around?
Yeah.
Nick, I'm sorry if I totally blow the whole live music thing for you, buddy, because
Given what I feel is about to happen, I'll let it go, man.
So that being said, I hope this is not like a bad night at karaoke for all of you. Might have been a little better with the piano, but anyways. So
Piano in the corner, right there.
drag the mic over.
The mic probably won't
Yeah.
Somebody can give you a story.
Drag the piano.
Yeah, let's make this happen. Come on. And by the way, I take it back. This is way better than the dream.
almost there.
Do we need to stand too? We're going to stand. I forgot. Okay. I'm just gonna stand here. I feel like a prima donna. I'm getting the first class treatment. Just some schmo walking up the street.
You make music? Never. Always against it.
And if you know the song, please feel free to sing along. Any Patty Griffin fans? Okay, so that's a huge contingent. Sing loud, I guess. Cool.
Basically, give me an idea.
I went up to the mountain because you asked me to. Up over the clouds to where the sky was blue. I could see all around me. Everywhere, I can see all around me. Everywhere. Sometimes I feel like I've never been nothing but tired. And I'll be working until the day I expire. Sometimes I lay down. No more can I do. But then I go on again because you asked me to.
Like, hey, you gotta meet this guy. I'm like, all right. I think it was a guy named Nick Avino. Anyway, he's introduced me to Ed, and I'll never forget it because he was at his locker and he had this sweet spike mullet. Ironic. And he had a big fat EJC, like white gold platinum thing.
Yes, he
I don't even know,
did.
it was like
He
the
did.
biggest
He
thing.
got a rope chain.
Yeah.
Fucking Flynn.
Anyway, we became fast friends. Because it was sweet. Anyway, but that was it. We all hit it off.
Some days you wake up and you find everything's different. And there's a voice on the phone telling how and why. And you can bury your head and you can bury your heart if you wanna. Or you can lay down.
cross, maybe by a couple of friends. It was on a warm summer night, there was an elk in the 1970s. And then another light. Was in a land far away, 1,000 miles from a front porch. And Emerson Sam was planning on taking him away. And as the bullets flew, we saw the guitar in his old bedroom, the one he never would learn to play. There's a band on the verge of becoming a little bit something. But thousands of miles inspired to drive them apart. It's like someone said, all birth is unwilling. Some gotta go so others can get a start.
Literally, not knocked in, kicked down the door the next morning. That was Greg and Ed. They did. They told me that I need to go with them. And remember, I had just moved into this place. I had never seen California a day before. You know, I don't know them. They kicked in the door and were like, we're going to the beach. We stopped at That's It Deli. We got a lot of beer. They knew I loved 1992 Soundgarden grunge shit. So they played that on the way out there. I had no idea where we were going, what we were doing. I thought these guys might try to, I'm going out to the beach. I might not be coming back. Because they knew it was like, A, I had never set foot in California before. So we went to the ocean. They were like, all right, now you get to the beach. And I was like, all right, cool, what are we gonna do at the beach? I wasn't that tattooed then, but I'm still not a sun or a beach guy. And I was like, what are we doing at the beach? And they were like, so now we get naked. And I was like, what are you talking about? For real. So yeah. This is true. So we're like, no, you have to get naked to pacify yourself to the Pacific. So we all got naked, we all jumped in the ocean, and then when we jumped back out, actually, we all took pictures, which are, some of them are actually on the thing out there. Right, seriously. That day, for real. Yeah. No, naked. No, those are the naked pictures. For real. And the reason I'm not in that naked picture was I took that picture. I was the one that took the picture. No shit, really. Sorry, kids. So that was real quick. So yeah, this was my introduction to my first family in California, and they were my family in California. They welcomed me so much. I was so intimidated by them. I looked at them like they were this great group, and they were, but they were all grandfathered by this one dude who ended up being my neighbor. For 8 years, I lived above Ed. We weren't acquaintances.
Below.
We weren't friends.
Below.
We were more. We were all that put together. You know, like you look at the show Friends, like where everyone walks in each other's door. Oh, and by the way, yeah, you know what I'm talking about for real. It was like all our houses were all open. mother's house all the time. It was not foreign. You know, Jessica, Bianca, you know, we would all, it was the side of Friends before the show Friends. You know, for real. And Ed was always, he was my focused, grounding person. I have bartender parents. I moved out here to be a radio guy, not a bartender guy. I moved out here and Ed worked at some other place with Roberto and Longsword, whatever. And then
Where's
he was
Roberto
like,
at?
there's a bartending spot open, and I was like, oh, I can do that. And he was like, can you? And I was like, yeah, I can totally do that. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna ask you one question. What's in a Manhattan right now? And I didn't know, and he called me out on it. Ed is half the reason that I've had a career as a bartender in this city since 1996. He called me out on my shit. And that's Ed. He will call you out on it. It was real. It was like not being mad, like not, you know, you don't know this. More like, hey, since you don't know this, you should learn this. And if you don't know it, I'll help you learn it. For real. That was it. Like, really. He wasn't trying to break you down. He was like trying to take you up. So, yeah, I mean, I always remember him as focused and just, you know, a rock in my life. I know that sounds crazy, but just that he was my neighbor and my friend, and, you know, we did so much together, you know, the first 3 years, and also introduced me to all these people. Look around, people. Look around, people. That's actually what I just said. Look around you. All these people are all together for this one person. It's amazing. So, hope I didn't take up too much time. Hope I didn't bore you.
These students are amazing. They knew Ed very well. We spent every day with them for at least a semester, sometimes many more. And, you know, this is, you know, what Ed dedicated his life to, is these amazing young people, and I just think that we should clap it up for Get Out and Learn.